Northwood are one of 90 offices in the UK. It's a franchise business, but we're quite proud of the fact that Northwood MK, we own the MK and Bedford postcodes, are the first ever franchise that started. The business itself is a property management business, and our unique selling point is that we offer guaranteed rent. Now, you could say that other people offer guaranteed rent, but the unique offering that we have is that the rent is paid from our own means. So basically, it's not an insurance-backed scheme. If something was to go wrong, we're not applying to an insurance company, or the landlord isn't applying to an insurance company with everything that entails. It's actually, we offer the landlord a fixed payment on a fixed date every month, no matter what. We're effectively the tenant, and the subtenant we manage, whether they are employed paying their rent or in arrears. So effectively the landlord gets that peace of mind. Fixflo was already being used within our business, but it was being used purely to report maintenance. It was effectively a conduit into SME. So Fixflo itself wasn't being utilized to manage the maintenance. It was purely a reporting tool that was being utilized to then allow that maintenance to be subjected into SME for management within that system. We've changed from that being a conduit into SME into very much being our management software. So from my perspective, what Fixflo's allowed for me is a process-based system that I can manage very, very clearly, very closely on a day-to-day basis, and it's very obvious whether something has been missed or not, and at what stage that is at. The main standout for me is compliance, reactive maintenance and planned maintenance. On the planned maintenance side, the fact that we have the ability to manage our compliance so much clearer is a tremendous asset for the system. We can see very, very clearly against our property portfolio what properties are compliant and what aren't, and what upcoming planned maintenance is on the horizon for those properties. So, very, very, very good from a compliance perspective. I can see clearly whether something has happened and it's been actioned on the same day. And the drive that we have in our business is that if something has been reported, then it is actioned the same day. The landlord is made aware of it, the tenant is updated. So it's very clear to them what's happening with the maintenance that they've reported. So, just to reiterate, it's the compliance piece and essentially the workflow tasking and tracking that I can see very, very clearly and very simply. SME is very much a go in and find type of system, to describe it in simple terms. If I wanted to see where I was with a particular set of planned maintenance, gas safeties, those type of things, I have to physically go into the system and run a report. The major difference for me on Fixflo is that the system tells me that a gas safety is due on a property, and I can set parameters around that to say, let me know 2 weeks in advance that is required, and we can start the process of booking that automatically through the contractor that's responsible. So I've now got a completely different setup in that previously I was looking at going in and finding information, which was taking time out of my day. This prompts me with regards to, this is what you need to do, or it prompts my staff with regards to, this is what you need to do. So from that point of view, from the tasking and the automation perspective, it's heads above every other system I've used to date. I think if I was to pick a couple of items there, it's a much slicker system. I feel much more confident that things aren't being missed within the business that could cause us problems, compliance issues, where the manpower around that previously have had to be very much on it day to day to make sure nothing's missed. What we have now is a system that assists us with that, and there's much more automation in there, so it makes the whole feeling when you're delivering compliance to your customers, your landlords, your tenants, it's a much slicker operation. I think the other points here are visibility of outstanding issues. It's much clearer what maintenance issues, reactive maintenance issues we have day to day. We have a whole set of dashboards that point that way for us. We're not going in and having to mine this information from our previous system. It's actually presented to us daily. We can see what needs doing, how long it's been outstanding for, and at what state that's in. So very, very much more productive system and a much more proactive system from my perspective. In a nutshell, they love it. As I say, we've come from, I've been fortunate in that I've come from an industry that used a lot of this automation, these type of systems. I then joined our own business and found that effectively from an IT and a data point of view, we'd taken a bit of a backward step. Everything was very, very manual. The introduction of Fixflo has actually brought me back to a level where we have the full automation again. We have the proactivity and the productivity that we require. And the staff have really got on board with that. They can see the benefits day to day. They can see the automation of reports being delivered to them and requirements and tasking being delivered to them. So to be fair, they love the automation. They love the system that they work with today. Absolutely, I would endorse the system and have done. We had a regional meeting recently, and I talked to several of the business owners that I'm quite close to. And they're extremely interested in the developments that I've gone through, and they're interested in talking to yourselves. So I would 100% recommend the system and adoption of the system into anybody's business, specifically Northwood, because essentially, in the nicest possible way, we've been through the pain with yourselves and with SME, and I think the output from that is a real clean system that works well for our unique proposition.